And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. This defense for the Broncos, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
On the ground, it's the rookie out of Florida. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The Packers had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road, but now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. But you look at this Bronco defense. This unit, 3rd best in the NFL in stopping the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this done.
He's into space past the 25. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 15-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Throwing left side, and Watson has it. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Christian Watson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Packers are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, they spoke about the importance of getting off to a good start, and they're on their first drive, Charles, into the end zone. And now it's blocked. That's a live ball scooped up by the offense. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity missed.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Following the botch PAT, they're set to kick this one away. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Nix from the shotgun. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Packers pick it up. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. In our meetings this week, they kind of tipped us off. They wanted to play ultra-aggressive, forcing fumbles. They just did that right there.
They took it to the next level, didn't they? You're exactly right, because everyone talks about being aggressive on defense. Well, but they were talking about getting after the football, making sure the ball was stripped out each and every time they lined up someone to get them on the ground.
And the adjustment working early. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Play action this time with Love. They'll roll him out right. That is caught. And he's going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. From 13 yards out. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2. And they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead now stands at 13. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. You look at this Packers defense, and they played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down. To throw is Nix. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Love. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and he can't do it all on one throw.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Okay, let's decide here. He was open, right? Not extraordinarily open, but open enough that if you're an NFL quarterback, you got to make that throw, right? Yeah. That's got to be complete.
9 times out of 10, that's a completed pass.
Yeah, he missed that one and missed it in a big way.
Going right side here, and that's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. They'll give this to Hubbard running right. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 7.
Alert! Let's go now.
A give running right. It's Hubbard looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Go.
Nix to the air. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. And he'll try and throw here on the fake. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Let's go.
Working out of the gun. Love. Here's a diving catch right side. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Love from the gun. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. The Packers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good, and the lead will hold at 13. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Set. Panther 11.
Working out of the gun is Nix. Flush to his right. Going to throw right side here, complete. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 5.
Go.
Off the play fake. Here's Nix. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he will have a Broncos first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Nix to throw again. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Denver has the first down, to play going for 15 yards. And they'll go again here with Hubbard. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 12 more yards there and another first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Throwing Nix. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Now it's Nix. And they're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal.
Let's go. 60 Bison. Go.
On play action, here's Nix. Rolling to his right. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Bo Nix, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos have cut it back within a score. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 13-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
Okay, ready?
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, Do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Love looking to throw it. A short throw to Musgrave. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw now, here's Love. And that'll be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
They will throw again here with Jordan Love. He's able to find Melton. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Come on, set. 60
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
At the 60. Ready?
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Now, faster. 19 Tiger.
Here's Jacobs. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards.
Touchdown! Josh Jacobs with career touchdown number 96. He joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list. And the Packers would extend their lead here just before halftime. Elliott now to add the extra point. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
18, right here. Go.
To throw, here's Nix. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Here we go, set.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep.
That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
A final shot before break. Nix. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 18. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it would be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Here's Nix. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Back to throw. Nix. Wide open receiver, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. In motion goes the tight end. Back to the air with Nix. This will be caught inside the 10. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. 79 Broncos. Again, he'll drop to throw. Caught on the slant. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. Hubbard is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. From back at the 2, here's 3rd and goal. Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. How crucial will those 5 yards be? We'll see as they come up again here, 3rd and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Nix. And that is incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Riley Moss. And running with power here. And the Packers are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
Throwing. Love. This pass complete to Melton.
And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not.
Well, the pressure gets to Love, and he'll go down. That's George Karlaftis, who fought his way through the line to bury him.
Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quick?
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked off by Drew Sanders.
And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
So potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Throwing to start the drive. Nix. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off by DeMarvion Overshowed. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 41.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When coaches stress their defense being physical, they don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the cornerbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game as well.
A short throw to Musgrave. He's across midfield.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
And credit the tackle to Brandon Jones.
This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Here's Love. Blitz coming, and down he goes. George Karlaftis picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And you get the feeling, Charles, yeah, he's got the 2 sacks now, but he may get more here. We've still got a quarter and then some to go.
And the way that he is playing this game, it reminds me of one of the best golfers in the world who can use every club in the bag and make a great shot. That's what he's doing with his pass rush moves right now, showing a little bit of everything. They have no way of stopping him.
And off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
And all the way home for a Broncos score.
Marvin Mims, 48 yards. And the Broncos are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's caught inside the 10. And he's across for 2 points. Boy, a gutsy call right there, but the fake works. And they get the 2 instead of 1. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. From the 31, here's a 2nd down and 9. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And that'll be incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum the other side is starting to gain.
Love now. He's got his target. That's complete.
And finally, he's taken down at the 18. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 51 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And Watson has it right side.
And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of it.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown.
Josh Jacobs, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index, because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away.
And he returns this to the 22. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go now.
To throw is Nix.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Warriors 70. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Ready?
Nix to the air. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first.
They'll go play action with Nix.
Sliding out of the pocket. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Well, we've seen quarterbacks get away with throwing the ball on the run, no doubt. But this, Charles, I think you'd agree, not the best of throws.
And listen, you're not always going to have a clean pocket to step up with the proper mechanics and deliver the football. I mean, that's a given. But you also have to understand your limits and know what you can get away with and what you can't when you're trying to make.
Well, the pressure gets to Love, and he'll go down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Packers have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it, too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size. We know all of that. But being at home, sometimes when you do things well, you get that extra push from your home fans, and it elevates your game.
And in the driver's seat right now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll bring a tight end in motion right. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. They'll look to throw here on first down. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
2nd and 10.
70 ring, 70 ring.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Nix from the shotgun. Escaping the pressure right. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Back to throw now on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the Broncos are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Here's Nix once more. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Marvin Mims, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. 2 scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick. And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. The risk reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
Throw caught by Musgrave. Look at the big man rumble. Touchdown, Packers. Luke Musgrave, 56 yards. And the Packers tack on another score as they have dominated this 4th quarter.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt. And here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2, and that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. They couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And the kick team down there quickly. They don't have to run as far as they used to, and they're able to stop him before he can even make it to the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll send the tight end in motion left. Now it's Nix. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Throwing Nix. Flushed out right. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. 2nd and 7. Working out of the gun is Nix. Looking underneath and finding Hubbard. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Looking to throw. Nix. That is caught. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues. To throw. Here's Nix. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And the Packers are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
Let's go now. Go.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Take. Take go.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
Let's go.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. On now is the Packers punter. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. He juked him. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Down inside the 10.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great play there. 41 yards.
And the Broncos get a bit closer.
And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. They'll look to throw. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now it looks like he'll throw here.
Well, the pressure gets to Love, and he'll go down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks. Pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Green Bay, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Denver, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon.